Boom. We're on, Walter. How you doing today? Oh, I can't hear you. There you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Of course, the call comes right in. So, hey, everybody. Walter Parker here. We're going to be talking about some great stuff today. I've got my partner in crime on this Madness Monday, Jeremy Kane. Jeremy, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. It was a tough football weekend for me on Saturday as my Buckeyes fell at home, but then the Broncos came through and actually looked like a football team for once in a life. So that's good. Just getting back to the grind here.
You could honestly say that Teddy Bridgewater is an upgrade from what you guys have had, right?
Apparently that was not, and I was anti. I was all about giving Drew Lock another chance and seeing what he had, but Teddy made some plays yesterday, and I stand corrected on my prediction and discourse for Drew Lock not being named the starter. So that's awesome, man, and kind of leads us right into our comfort zone talk today. I did a goal planning session today with some other agents in a real estate group. It was on the Greater Colorado Network. I'm not sure if anyone got in there. I think one Colorado agent got in there, and just really am ready to go. As you always say, 90 days. The work you do today will bear fruit in 90 days plus. So I'm ready for goal setting already, Walter. I don't know about you.
100%, man. I'm definitely trying to organization, getting things in order, and preparation is absolutely top of mind, top goal, top priority, whatever you call it. And to be honest with you, I'm a creative type, right? So where I flourish is at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, coming up with ideas, looking at marketing, brainstorming. It's like my brain wakes up at 10 p.m. It doesn't wake up at 6 a.m. It doesn't wake up in the middle of the day. And a lot of times my best stuff that I've ever came up with was very close to right before, I needed to come up with it, right? So planning and preparation for a lot of us that are in this industry, if you think about it, we're in the one industry, you don't need a college degree. You can go out, study, and take a test, and there's thousands of us that are licensed to do this, right? But how many people are doing it well is a big thing. But we like to have the flexibility to set our own hours and do our own time. So setting and time blocking and sticking to it and kind of putting yourself on a time clock, so to speak, that's out of a lot of our comfort zones, right? And how we plan and prepare.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's interesting, obviously a comfort zone. I talked to an agent today, and she was an agent before and got out of it. And she's like, I just love that paycheck. I fell in love with the paycheck. And it's interesting that paycheck is such a comfort zone. And then you go into these commission only or, mostly commission based points. And it's, you have to be out of your comfort zone, because if you're in your comfort zone, you're stuck, and, you may produce and you may do what you have to do, but the ultimate goal is just to build and build and build, kind of create some residual income on the side, and maybe be able to provide for whatever you provide for, families, whatever. But that comfort zone thing is huge for me. And honestly, I mean, you and I, our relationship started by your famous quote is video, which is get over yourself. And the honest truth is, to me, that's saying get the hell out of your comfort zone. And so in the last, I don't know, it's going on 21 months we've been working together a little bit since that day. And you told me get over yourself, and I said I need to be a part of this guy's world, because that's exactly what I needed to hear at that time. And since that day, I've sold 100 properties, and the video stuff has obviously taken off. So talk a little bit about video and comfort zones there, what you're seeing other realtors are doing.
This all goes back, I can remember vividly, age of 5 years old. A lot of things happened. A lot of my stories started when I was age 5. But I was the most introverted kid till about 15, 16 years old. Even then, probably till college. I was a major, major introvert. But I remember being 5 years old, going to the toy store, KB Toys back in the day. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's I'm going to set up and just show you as far as like my first instance of stepping out of comfortability. My family's very musical, play music. Didn't have a problem playing music because I can be behind something playing, right? So very musical family. But my mom was training me with my voice, and she wanted me to get up and sing in front of church on a Sunday night, and I was petrified. I mean, there's no way I liked the way I sound. Was afraid what people would think. You know, even at 5, I remember all these getting just like frozen nervous. Went to a toy store. They had a little handheld Pac-Man game. No, it wasn't even electronic. It was a handheld Pac-Man game. Really wanted it. He was like, okay, I'll make you a deal. So it was kind of like first time I knew I had an entrepreneurial spirit, right? Because if there was a reward at the end of it, I was willing to get out of my comfort zone a little bit to get that reward. I was like, deal. So, you know, but that's the thing with video. A lot of us just need to know the rewards that are on the other side of it. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, yeah, I know. I hear every real estate company says video is the way you got to go and everything else. And a lot of it, hey, to their credit, yes, they do. They don't give you a lot of content or a lot of ways to do it effectively or how to do it in a more compelling manner. And that's the thing is like the 2 biggest things. Every single class, I ask people, what do you think are the 2 biggest things that stop you from doing more video or doing video, period? And number 1 is the way you look. Number 2, the way you sound. And I always say, what's the first 2 things people notice when you meet or talk with them? You know, in real estate, with your clients, what's going to happen? So why there's this wall when it's going to be there anyways, as far as they're going to see how you look and hear how you sound, why not go ahead and destroy that wall and make yourself more available and just put yourself out there? And Jeremy, I'll be honest with you, I've taught a lot of these classes. Usually about, you know, out of 25, 30 people that come to a class, maybe 2 or 3 will implement, but you went all in, all to the wall, so to speak, as far as doing video. And I think it paid off greatly for your business. I mean, I'm not taking credit for all your sales, but I'll take credit for some of the the video exposure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just, I mean, the honest truth was just getting past the original thing. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start it in my car. You know, nothing crazy. Now I have some green screen stuff, and I, you know, do weekly videos, weekly lives, this one and another one. And then I do, you know, an educational kind of video as well, which I'm changing up and always looking to improve. I just hired the thumbnail wizard. So look out for bigger and badder thumbnails coming soon. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's, I mean, ultimately it became fun. You start hearing people talk about, you know, with the guard dog presentation, which I would recommend if you haven't heard Walter give the Cerebrus guard dog talk as a realtor, get into that at $90 a month. There is not one better way for exposure to your sphere, not even close. So people are saying, oh, I see you here, I see you there. Speaking of which, I have my last month's market update that I have to edit tonight so that I get July's market update out of the way for August review. So that's coming, but absolutely, it kind of took off, and all of a sudden I'm buying gimbals and I'm buying lights and, you know, changing my office around, and it's just become a comfort zone for me to just do the video and put my stuff out there because I like hearing myself talk. All of a sudden, I didn't used to like how it sounds, but eventually I'm like, okay. And if I don't have to say things over and over and over and over again, which our job is very repetitive. Each transaction is unique, but every step of the way is the same. So if I can give people that information and provide that to them when they can click a button on their computer at the, you know, in the privacy of their own home, so they can get a little more information, more knowledge, that's where I'm at. Like I'm all about giving people that convenience, educating people, and moving on. And so that's where it started for me and you, is just getting out of that comfort zone and breaking down that wall. And I do my live from my sphere, from my real estate production side, definitely on Wednesdays. And my phone rings more on Wednesday nights than any other day. And so I attribute that a lot to you. And definitely I took the bull by the horns, and I'm competitive. I like winning, Walter. So that keeps me pushing through the ceiling of my comfort zone as often as possible.
Well, you've also had the key to winning is to have a taste of winning, right? If you don't taste victory, then it's much difficult to explain to somebody what it's like to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you may not win every time, but like you said, you're in your mind, and mindset is a lot of this, right? It's really how you set your mind off of, I'm not losing. I'm not going to lose. I may have a setback or two, but I'm a winner. I'm going to win. And when you have a mindset and that mentality, I've never met a successful or a Super Bowl champion that ever talked about, well, I didn't think I was going to win. They knew their mindset first of all, and that's really when you're in business for yourself as a realtor or lender or whatever, you have to have the right mindset. If you immediately give room to doubt and doubt in yourself, and that's what most people have when they don't do video, they stay in that comfort zone. There's a lot of doubt there, and it's like, but the people that I've seen be most successful are the ones who are like, you know what? That guy's no different than I am. I mean, he puts on his pants one leg at a time, or that lady is no different than I am. It's one of those things that you have to just put down to earth, just step out and do it. And it may not look or sound great to begin with, but like you said, you've started buying more equipment, different things, because you realize you got a little taste of winning. You like it. You want to win more, and let's step up the quality of it. Tomorrow I'm speaking at Women's Council Realtor meeting. It's an annual event over there at the I think the PPA Center in downtown Denver, and I'm excited. I've got about an hour. It's going to be about 100 agents in the room, and I'm going to be talking about this organic real estate. But I've got a professional videographer that is coming out to film the whole thing. Well, why is that? I could just put my phone on stage and let it follow me around. No, I want a better quality. I want to win more, and also a room full of about 100 agents. Don't think that's not going to create some powerful B-roll footage, right? He's bringing his drone, going to have the city, and so I'm stepping up my game with video, even myself. Never satisfied with where you're at. Always want to grow and learn more.
Right, and you can be comfortable with anything in the world, but if you're not trying to advance, then you're going to stay status quo, and eventually the status quo is going to fall off, and you're going to be, if you're stuck in your old ways, you're just like, this is how I do it. Eventually, that's going to fade away because, as you know, the real estate market changes every day. So
yeah, you'll be the blockbuster of real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. They should have probably bought Netflix, I'd say, but I mean, who am I to say what's going on there? But yeah, it's an awesome concept, and I've taken it over my entire life, getting out of my comfort zone as a dad, getting out of my comfort zone as a obviously changing brokerages, leaving my dad's brokerage, things like that. It's just changed it's just another challenge. Somebody asked me today why I joined EXP. And I just said, I love the challenge. I love the certain aspects that the company brings, which we don't have to get into now. But first and foremost, it's my drive to be better and drive to build multi-generational wealth for my family and win. And so I was comfortable. Trust me, top 5 agent at my 100% brokerage, number 1 individual agent, truthfully. And my dad's my boss. Like, I had it made, and just that step out of my comfort zones changed taking 5 years off my retirement target, so on and so forth. So comfort zones are big, and it's a complete change for me. I left that culture that I had, that I loved. And I'm building my own culture right now, and the Wolfpack and the things that I do there are big time for me and inspiring. I'll be the first to tell you, I haven't been much of a reader my whole life. I didn't read a book from 4th grade all the way until I was like 30, cover to cover. Imagine that, Walter. And now I'm reading 3 books at a time. Like, I'm that guy.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the nonfiction, guy, self-improvement, that kind of piece. Yeah. Yeah, just got to keep going.
Unless you feed it. Yeah. Right. And the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. That's always one of my favorite sayings, like, hey, I don't know what I don't know. And so that's why I want to be a learn-it-all, because there's always more to learn. Social media, there's always a new trick that's coming out, or there's new training. Whenever when I see some realtors like, oh yeah, I went to a Facebook class 2 years ago. Okay, and there's definitely a lot to continue to stay learning. Everything's changing every few months. There's a new security thing. There's a way of data collecting. There's a new law, new regulation. I mean, there's a lot of things. I just was talking to a realtor just now a lot about the power of TikTok and Instagram. You know, there's 1,600 Instagram reels going out every second right now. And Instagram is still losing to TikTok. And what a lot of people don't realize, well, I can just put a video and talk about stuff with everyone else. Not necessarily. If you want to be in that realm, in that arena, and you want to be noticed, you definitely need to do things a little more polished, and you need to do things entertaining in a 15-second or less manner, right? So for a lot of us, we can get on and talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's okay. 15 seconds is challenging. And so, you know, I'm majoring in Facebook, but I'm also getting ready to major in YouTube. Those classes are coming. And SEO, because to me, there's a short-term gain, there's a long-term gain, but there's a lot of learning I have to do, and there's a lot of desire to not be complacent and not stay in a comfort zone, because I could teach the same thing to, you know, 10, 12 times a year and still have new people that have never heard it, and some people would be satisfied with that. But for me, I want to learn, I want to keep growing my business, I want to lead by example and make sure that something is successful that I'm telling other people to implement. Because there's a lot of people out there selling stuff to realtors that, you know, do this and you'll be really successful, and then you look up their numbers and find out they didn't do it themselves, you know.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things too. But man, yeah, get out of the comfort zone. It's actually temporary pain for a long-term gain. You know,
right.
That's what I'd say.
That's good. So yeah, actually, I'll bring this up now. One of the books actually that I read is podcast, Andy Frisella, creator of 75 Hard. One of his podcasts is Win the Day, and he talks about his Power 5 list, and he has 5 things every day that he does that are needle moving. So I'm really working on incorporating that into my business, and I'd be willing to, you know, anybody who's interested watching this, obviously we're 17 minutes in here, so but the Power 5, I say we put together a little Power 5 contest and see how many days you win the Power 5 for a week and how many days you lose. And, you know, I'd be willing to do some sort of incentive or something for anybody who can win even 5 out of 7 days of their Power 5.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I saw one research, and again, not that it's super effective, but it's more of a mindset thing. But basically, everyone gave $1,000 to do 30 days of 30 videos. One video that they had to go on and do. Now, that can actually kill your audience a little bit because everybody gets tired of seeing you every day, right? But the concept is you get your $1,000 back that you pay up front as long as you do this one day. You know, so that's a pretty big little carrot at the end, right? But I love the 5 to 7 day because you don't have to do even video every day. There's things you could do to be very productive with your social media and your business plan like you're talking about. So count me in on that Power 5 thing, and absolutely.
Let's do that. We'll kick it off probably after next week's episode. We'll put it together, but it's something easy. Just post your Power 5, post your check marks if you win or lost after the day, and let's do something cool. Happy hour, whatever. Dinner afterwards, We'll hang out and celebrate and get to know each other and build some brotherhood with everybody in the greater Colorado real estate network. I'm in.
Love that. All
right. Cool, Walter. Well,
all right.
I'm going to let you get back on the road. Thanks for stopping for us, being safe out there. Better get that tie on for tomorrow because you got to cut that big room.
Yeah, the suit, the video. Yeah, I've got to be Mr. Decked out. I'm going to look the part and sound the part and be the part, right?
Yeah, a little extra pressure when you're in front of the lady realtor group. They're going to be on point. They're going to be ready for your action.
I've had a lifelong training, being the youngest of 5, the only boy in the family, having 3 daughters and a wife. I think our lizard's female. So
there you go.
that we have in a house. So I've been, training for this my whole life. So I'm ready to go out there.
Well, that's awesome, man. I hope you crush
it.
And there's 100 realtors out there that are going to get some great content and great future partnership from you, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much. And likewise, Jeremy, I'm going to start calling you the real estate trainer. So everybody's got a personal trainer when they work out. Yeah, you're going to be a real estate trainer.
Let's go, man. I'm up for anything. Give me a call. I'll help anybody.
Training, real estate.
I'm a giver. All right, guys. Have a great one.
Take care.